Welcome back to Inside City Hall. A national labor battle has arrived on the shores of Staten Island. A group of Amazon workers is now one step closer to holding a crucial vote in their effort to unionize. This fight could potentially have repercussions all around the country. And our Courtney Gross joins me now with some exclusive details to explain why. Good evening, Courtney.
Good evening, Aaron. We know that for months, former and current Amazon workers have been rallying and organizing on the west shore of Staten Island at a number of warehouses there. And they did have a significant victory last week from the National Labor Relations Board. The question is, will that victory be enough to officially form a union?
When we put the lights up, y'all want to sit in the dark?
Some current and former Amazon employees are hoping their idea catches fire.
When we get ready for Black Friday, we're going to do something big in New York.
For months, a small group of these workers have camped out outside of a Staten Island warehouse, trying to convince thousands of Amazon employees they should support their cause. They hand out free food, empanadas one day, pizza on another.
This is what community looks like.
At one point, they advertised free marijuana.
We want workers to understand that this union is controlled by the workers.
They're going up against one of the biggest of big U.S. companies, Amazon. Last week, this group, known as the Amazon Labor Union, passed a significant threshold. The National Labor Relations Board found it had established enough support from workers to move forward toward a union election. It's the second time these workers have tried to get an election, and now it could occur as soon as March.
We're very excited. This is definitely a celebratory moment for us.
Whether they have enough support to actually move forward and win is unclear. It's the second time they have tried in a year.
Any job where thousands of people work in one space where or the company that's so big that they feel like they're above certain rules should have a union. So there should be somebody there that has, like your benefits in mind.
Amazon has not supported their efforts. At the end of last year, the company was pulling employees into what's known as captive audience sessions, led by Amazon employee relations leaders to try to convince workers to not join the union. One worker, who did not want her face shown, told us about them in November.
They were basically explaining how the union was bad and not answering any questions, just stating that the union was bad.
Do you have any opinion about the union?
I think it should be unionized. I mean, if Jeffrey Bezos has enough money to go to space, he has enough money to actually take care of the employees.
New York One obtained audio from one of these sessions where they spoke of the proposed union known as ALU.
The ALU can say or promise anything. So that's why it's important to read closely anything that you're going to decide. So they might tell you it's a free food or other things. But in exchange, you may be also giving up some of your voices, and you may be obligated to pay the ALU the money fees as well, just for educational purposes for your information.
Another person leading the session encouraged employees to examine this website, which some union leaders say is anti-union.
You need to do your own research, right? Go to unbiased websites, the National Labor Relations Board. That's the governing agency that oversees all union elections. Go to their website, do your own research. Go to unionfacts.org, another unbiased website. Do your own research so that if we do get to some sort of election or vote, you can make the best informed decision for you and your family.
During a trip to a New Jersey Amazon facility late last year, we asked an Amazon spokesperson what the company thought of the Staten Island efforts.
Well, we respect employees' rights to join or not join a union. It's really up to them, and we've always felt that way. We believe direct interaction is the best option for them because it allows us to make changes on their behalf quickly and nimbly, and that's something that's not possible with a union.
In papers filed with the National Labor Relations Board last week, Amazon argued the union had not established enough support in the form of valid signature cards from employees to move forward.
Right here?
And in a statement to New York One, an Amazon spokesperson said, We're skeptical that there are sufficient number of legitimate signatures, and we're seeking to understand how these signatures were verified. Our employees have always had a choice of whether or not to join a union. The Amazon Labor Union is not affiliated with one of the city's established retail unions like RWDSU, which is leading the charge in the South, where Amazon faces another union election.
The labor movement has supported the workers in Staten Island through organizers, through legal counsel, through financial support, and that's because we believe it's important for workers everywhere to organize.
The reason why we created this union to be independent and worker-led is because we want to put workers in the driver's seat without a third-party entity or organization.
The union here is led by a former employee who says he was fired after leading a walkout at the beginning of the pandemic. The spokesperson for Amazon says he was terminated for violating social distancing and COVID-19 quarantine rules. Smalls promises the union will give workers more protection, and he claims higher wages. Of course, it's unclear if they can deliver. They are underdogs, facing off against one of America's largest employers. And currently, the election process that is moving forward right now is just for one of the 4 warehouses in this particular Amazon complex. It's called JFK 8, and it represents or has about 5,000 workers in that particular warehouse. And what we're learning today is that the Amazon Labor Union has filed yet another petition with the National Labor Board to try to have another election at a warehouse across the street. And Errol, that warehouse has about 1,500 employees, according to the union.
These fights tend to get very contentious. I imagine, you played some of what in the captive meeting some Amazon representatives were saying. That's not the only way that they try to persuade people not to unionize, though, right?
Yeah, Amazon representatives and Amazon leadership cannot coerce or harass any Amazon employee, any Amazon union representative within these warehouses. They're allowed to lobby and try to talk to employees there to try to convince them to come to their side. And in fact, the National Labor Relations Board filed a complaint against Amazon last week, basically saying that there have been some instances of harassment occurring, so much so that they claim, according to this complaint that we have here, that a representative actually said that these employees should not listen to the union organizers and called them thugs.
Oh boy, yeah, that's what happens when the fights get more heated. Substantively, what's the biggest selling point that these organizers are trying to focus on? What's the condition inside that warehouse that they want to cure by unionizing?
Their main selling point as of this point is talking about a $30 hour wage. The likelihood of that happening is probably pretty slim. We know that Amazon workers that join the company as a starting salary, it's a little bit more than $18 an hour. So that obviously would be a very big jump, but they claim if you're part of a union, then you deserve union wages, and they say that should be a lot more money.
Okay, we will see how they do in all of this. Thank you very much, Courtney. Let's take a break now. When we come back,